Dear students, in this class, we are going to discuss the coordinate systems. There are three coordinate systems: Cartesian coordinate system, cylindrical coordinate system, and spherical coordinate systems. All these coordinate systems are very much useful to study the electromagnetic fields, which are always varying with respect to distance and time. So, if you want to get much more information about these fields, definitely you should have a knowledge of these coordinate systems. And you know very well, out of all these coordinate systems, the simplest coordinate system is Cartesian coordinate system, which is also called as rectangular coordinate system. So, before going for these coordinate systems, what exactly the coordinate system? Coordinate system means it is the way of addressing a given point in the space. స్పేస్లో ఒక పాయింట్కి అడ్రస్ చెప్పడానికి ఉపయోగపడేది కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్. అటువంటి కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్స్ దేర్ ఆర్ త్రీ టైప్స్. వన్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ది కార్టీసియన్ కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్, విచ్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ స్పీకింగ్ ఇన్ టర్మ్స్ ఆఫ్ డిస్టెన్సెస్. సో ది పాయింట్ ఈజ్ ఆల్వేస్ స్పెసిఫైడ్ బై x, y and z. You know very well. So in this class, I would like to explain this entire Cartesian coordinate system with a practical illustration. So that's why let us take xyz as usual to understand this coordinate system, and this is x-axis and this is y-axis and this is z-axis. All these three axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. That's why it is also called as orthogonal coordinate system. Orthogonal in the sense these three coordinate axes are mutually perpendicular to each other, which is at an angle of 90 degrees. Here the point P will be specified by the three coordinates x, y, z, x, y and z. For example, if I say, if the point P of 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, what is the meaning of this one? The point P is 1 unit distance from x-axis, this is x-axis, and 2 units from y-axis and 3 units in z-axis like this. So, if you take this point P, if I want to explain in terms of the component forms, first of all let me say the unit vectors. What do you mean by unit vector? Unit vector is nothing but having a magnitude 1 and having the direction. So, if you take the unit vectors, this is AZ and this is AY and this is nothing but you can say AX. All these three unit vectors are meant for telling the direction of the fields. They are always at an angle of 90 degrees. So, that is the reason before going to the point form of a vector, I would like to explain what exactly the unit vectors and their properties. So, if you take these three unit vectors AX and AY and AZ, if you take AX dot AY and it is equal to how much? AX dot AY is equal to 0. And AY dot AZ is also equal to 0. AZ dot AX is also equal to 0. Why? Because the unit vectors are at an angle of 90 degrees. So, recall your vector calculus fundamentals. What is A dot B? A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. Okay. So, here AB means unit vectors. Suppose for example AX dot AY is equal to, its magnitude is 1, cos 90, because the angle between x-axis and y-axis is 90 degrees. So, cos 90 is into 0, therefore it is equal to 0. So, AX dot AY just like AY dot AZ, AZ dot AX, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. That is the reason they are always equal to 0. For example, if you take AX dot AX becomes, its magnitude is 1 into, its magnitude is 1 cos 0, because the angle between Ax and Ax in the same direction means theta is equal to 0, cos 0 is 1. Similarly, I can say Ay dot Ay is also 1. So, Az dot Az is also equal to 1. It is simply these results produced from the property of a dot product. Dot product, it means A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So, this is the formula used to tell about these unit vectors. A dot B is equal to AB cos theta. So, once you know these unit vectors are meant for telling about the direction of any vector. It may be an electric field in future, it may be a magnetic field in future. So, that's the reason, in order to tell the direction of the fields, I would like to tell about these unit vectors. Now, let us take the component form of a vector. So, what is the component form? Component form means expressing the vector in different directions. Component form of vector. Suppose, for example, in our example, this is electric field intensity, because in future you are going to discuss about electric field intensity and magnetic field intensity, because I would like to tell all these concepts with respect to our subject. Now you can say, if the component form is there, E is equal to E bar is equal to Ex Ax plus Ey Ay plus Ez Az. This is nothing but the component form of a electric field intensity. E bar is equal to Ex Ax, Ey Ay, Ez Az. Okay. That means electric field is having Ex contribution in x direction, Ey component in y direction, Ez component in z direction. So, diagrammatically, happily you can represent like this. As usual, there are three axes. This is x axis, and this is y axis, and this is z axis. Just now I told you, you require unit vectors to tell about the direction of the fields. So, in this direction Ay, in this direction Az, and in this direction Ax, which are mutually perpendicular to each other. Now, the electric field intensity is equal to Ex Ax. In x direction, its magnitude is Ex. Let me say this is Ex. And in the y direction, it is having Ey. That means you can say this is Ey. Ey into Ay. In z direction, it is having Ez. Let me say this is Ez. Now, this is nothing but the electric field intensity. This is the electric field intensity E bar. Very clear, you see. Electric field intensity E bar is Ex into Ax, x contribution, Ey into Ay, y contribution, Ez into Az, z contribution. This is the way of representing the component form of a vector. Here I have taken the vector electric field intensity. You can go with your magnetic field intensity H bar also. So, this is the way of actually writing the component form of a vector. So, what you have seen? These three axes are mutually perpendicular to each other. Ax, Ay, Az are nothing but the unit vectors required to tell the direction of the fields in the electromagnetic field theory. Not only in these subjects, in all the engineering subjects, if you want to say the direction of the fields, you have to use unit vectors Ax, Ay and Az. So, once you know this, now I would like to explain what is the differential length, what is the differential surface, what is the differential volume in Cartesian coordinate system. So, for that, let me say first of all differential length. So, differential length in coordinate system is very, very important to do the problems in your potential concepts, differential lengths. As usual, friends, let us take your orthogonal coordinate system once again, and this is x-axis, and this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Okay. Let me take a rectangular box here. This is the rectangular box, and I can name this. This is the rectangular box, and you can say I can name this as A and B and C and D. So these are also the surfaces you have to consider. This is the surface like this. As these edges are invisible, I have put in the dotted line like this. So now if you take like this, this is, let it be P and Q, and this is R, and this is the S. Okay, these are the points you can say this. So it is a rectangular section having the surfaces A, B, C, D. Back surface is P, Q, R, S. This upper surface is R, P, B, A, and this front surface is A, B, C, D, like this, all the surfaces. Now I would like to tell you the differential lengths for this. I think you understood this, differential lengths. Lengths A direction, A length undi. Now this is actually in Y direction. This is nothing but the Y direction, okay? This is the Y direction. In the Y direction means it is dy. This is called dy. This is in the Y direction. And this is in X direction. This is in X direction means I can say this is dx. This is the dx. And the height is nothing but dz. It is nothing but the Z direction like this. This is the Z direction. So in this direction it is dy, and it is in dx, and it is in dz like this. So these are the differential lengths what you are doing here. This is. So if I want to move, listen carefully, if I want to move from this corner to this corner, what to do? This corner to this corner. For example, if I want to travel from C to P, I have to go in any directions. I have to go from C to D, and D to Q, and Q to P. So if I want to travel from C to P, if I want to travel, we can write, what is the distance here? Differential length, dl is equal to, okay, so dl is equal to, from C to P, I can say from C to P, from C to D, and D to Q, and Q to P. So here I am writing from C to P, what I have to write? Differential length dl is equal to, first of all from C to D means dy, in which direction? Ay, plus, and in this direction from D to Q means dx into ax. So dx ax plus, and the height, that means from Q to P, that means dz into az. So rearranging it properly, I can say differential length is equal to dx ax plus dy ay plus dz az. This is nothing but the differential length. And you can ask me, sir, what is the use of this differential length element? This differential length is a very, very useful concept whenever you are going to calculate the potential in future. In the potential, if you remember exactly, V is equal to minus integral E dot dl. The E dot dl is nothing but the, see, length element. V is equal to minus integral E dot dl. I am also telling the application so that you can understand what exactly it is. మీకు ఏదైనా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ రావాలంటే అది ఎక్కడ వాడుతున్నామో కూడా తెలియాలి. వాట్ ఇస్ ద అప్లికేషన్ ఇన్ యువర్ ఎలక్ట్రోమాగ్నెటిక్స్? Whenever you are calculating the potential, you require this differential length element dl. ఏ మార్గం నుంచి మీరు ఆ ఛార్జ్ను మూవ్ చేస్తున్నారో తెలియాలి. That length is nothing but the differential length here. dx ax dy az is nothing but the differential length. So let me say clearly, my dear friends, and using this box here you can say this. This is now, let me say, if you take this rectangular section, that means whatever the rectangular section I am taking here, this is the rectangular section, and the front surface is A, B, C, D. Okay, front surface is A, B, C, D. The back surface which is invisible to you, మీకు కనపడని వెనక సర్ఫేస్ ని చూస్తారా? అందుకే నేను డాటెడ్ లైన్స్ లో ఉంచాను. అది నథింగ్ బట్ R, P, Q, S. That means P, Q, R, S. These are the surfaces. It is invisible surface. So this is the visible surface here. This is. So if you listen carefully and if you observe carefully, if you take this rectangular section, how many surfaces it is having? 6 surfaces. Front surface, back surface, top surface, bottom surface and left side surface, right side surface. Means there are 6 surfaces. So if you take this surface, this is ABCD, which is nothing but the front surface. And remember, these 6 surfaces we can say, this surface is in which direction? X direction. This is in X direction. Chodandi. X, you are sitting in X direction lo undi. In X direction, this is the surface. This is called AX. Positive direction AX. And remember one more point I would like to tell you. If you take these unit vectors are always defined in the positive direction of increasing the values. AZ and this is AY and this is AX. ఇవి ఎలా డిఫైన్ చేయబడ్డాయంటే ఇంక్రీజింగ్ వాల్యూ ఆఫ్ కోఆర్డినేట్ యాక్సిస్ మీద డిఫైన్ చేయబడ్డాయి. దిస్ కోఆర్డినేట్ is increasing in this direction. This coordinate is increasing in this direction. This coordinate is increasing in this direction. AX, AY and AZ. Now, if you take in x-axis, means మీరు కూర్చున్నటువంటి డైరెక్షన్ x-axis ఇది. ఈ x-axisలో ఈ సర్ఫేస్ గురించి ఎవరన్నా మాట్లాడితే it is the surface in AX, means x direction. If you take the opposite surface, it is the surface in minus AX direction. ఇది plus AX అనుకుంటే ఇది minus AX. It is the surface in which direction? Z direction. Top surface. ఇదిగో టాప్ సర్ఫేస్ అంటే ABPR అనే సర్ఫేస్ ఇది. సో బాటమ్ సర్ఫేస్ CDQS ఇది బాటమ్ సర్ఫేస్. So it is plus AZ, okay, it is minus AZ. It is plus AX and this is minus AX. And in y direction is increasing in this direction, it is AY and this is minus AY. So finally how many surfaces? 6 surfaces. So if you know about 3 surfaces, if you put minus, then it will be the other 3 surfaces avutuntundi. So now just from this diagram, and let me tell about the surface areas also. So I think you have clearly understood this is the surface area. Now listen carefully, this is in AX direction, okay, AX lo undi, X direction lo undi. What is this one? DX. What is this one? DZ. So this is DX and this is DZ. What is the surface area of this? ఈ rectangular surface ఎంత అవుతుంది? dy into dz. In which direction? X direction, AX direction. సో ఈ డైరెక్షన్లో మీరు కూర్చున్నప్పుడు మీకు కనబడుతున్న సర్ఫేసు ఇది dy, ఇది dz. సో dy into dz in which direction? X direction. Suppose if I want the opposite surface, same thing, dy into dz minus, because it is opposite. So tell me friends, ఇక్కడ ఉంది డైరెక్షన్, ఇట్ ఈస్ నథింగ్ బట్ AZ డైరెక్షన్లో ఉంది. AZ డైరెక్షన్లో చూస్తున్నప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది? AZ డైరెక్షన్ ఇలా చూస్తున్నప్పుడు ఏం కనబడుతుంది మీకు? You are having dy and this is dx. So dx into dy, it is nothing but AZ. Opposite to automatically minus. Suppose in y direction, this is the y direction. Y direction ఇలా చూస్తున్నప్పుడు నేను ఏం కనిపిస్తూ ఉంటుంది? dz కనిపిస్తుంది, అంటే dz కనిపించింది, dx కనిపించింది. సో dx into dz. వెరీ సింపుల్. మీరు ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో చూస్తే అది కనిపించదు. x డైరెక్షన్లో కనిపించినప్పుడు dx ఉండదు, z డైరెక్షన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు dz ఉండదు, y డైరెక్షన్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు dy ఉండదు. రిమైనింగ్ టర్మ్స్ యొక్క ప్రోడక్ట్ నథింగ్ బట్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియాస్ అవుతాయి. సో ఐ థింక్ యూ అండర్స్టూడ్ వెరీ క్లియర్లీ. నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు రైట్ వాట్ ఆర్ ద డిఫరెంట్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియాస్. ఓకే, సో డిఫరెంట్ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియాస్. సో డిఫరెన్షియల్ నార్మల్స్. సో ఐ వుడ్ లైక్ టు రైట్ ది ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్స్ ఫర్ డిఫరెన్షియల్ సర్ఫేసెస్. దట్ మీన్స్ డిఫరెన్షియల్ నార్మల్స్. What are the different surface areas we are having? So differential surfaces. Differential surface or otherwise normal. Differential surfaces. How many surfaces totally? There are 6 surfaces. Just now I told you. Now, if you, whenever you want to say these differential surfaces, I would like to tell you diagrammatically also like this. Now, let us take that once again. This is x-axis, and this is y-axis, okay, this is z-axis. So in the x direction means the front surface ABCD is nothing but the surface area. So this is ABCD, and I can say this is A, B, C and D. In which direction it is? This surface is in x direction. This is called AX. And you can say for the remaining things also like this. What is the in y direction? Y direction means P, B and Q and D. It is nothing but this. So what is the next surface in AY? You can say that this is like this. Okay. What is the surface? B, P and this is D and Q. B and Q. In which direction it is? Y direction. Y direction means this is the Y direction, AY. So it is in X direction, it is in Y direction. So coming for the another surface means the bottom one, which is in Z direction, this is Y. So Z direction means this is the Z direction. You can say that this is C, D, Q, S or otherwise A, R, P, B. So this is in Z direction. So this is in which direction? Z direction. So I can say that this is equal to A and R, okay, P and B, right. So these are the surface areas. I hope you understood. So this is in x direction, this surface. So opposite direction is minus AX. So if you are going for this opposite direction, it should be minus. So if you are extending like this, this is minus AX, opposite surface. So if you are extending like this in opposite direction, it is minus AY. And if you are extending in this direction, this is minus AZ, this is. So what are the different surfaces? You are having 6 surfaces. In each direction you are having 2. One is positive X and the other one is negative X. Positive Y and negative Y. So once again you can see this box so that you can understand here. And you are having 6 surfaces here. This is once again this is X direction. This is the surface AX. This is AX. Come on. And this is AZ. And this is minus AZ. And this is plus AY. Minus AY. Minus AX. If you take this box, then it is having 6 surfaces. Now I can write the formulas for these 6 surfaces now. What are the 6 surfaces areas? Surface area S is equal to product of length and breadth. That is nothing but the surface areas. Now let us take in x direction. In x direction means this is the x direction, right? This is the x direction. So in x direction, what is this one? It is dy. And what is the height? Dz. So I can say surface area S is equal to dy into dz. In which direction? Ax direction. మీరు ఇక్కడ అబ్జర్వ్ చేశారా? ఏ డైరెక్షన్లో అయితే మీరు సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా చెప్తున్నారు ఎక్స్ డైరెక్షన్లో, ఆ డైరెక్షన్లో కాంపోనెంట్స్ ఉండవు dy ఇంటూ dz. అలాగే ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ దిస్ ఈజ్ y డైరెక్షన్, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఇన్ y. వైలో చూస్తున్నప్పుడు మీకు ఏమని కనబడుతున్నాయి? చాలా సింపుల్గా దిస్ ఈజ్ dx అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ dz. దిస్ ఈజ్ dx ఇంటూ dz. సో ఐ కెన్ సే s ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు dx ఇంటూ dz ఇన్ విచ్ డైరెక్షన్ ay. ఇంక మీరు చూడక్కర్లే, AZకి రాయమన్నాను అనుకోండి, హ్యాపీలీ యూ కెన్ రైట్ డౌన్ s ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు z ఇక్కడ ఉంది కాబట్టి dx ఇంటూ dy. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ది ఫార్ములాస్ రిక్వైర్డ్ ఫర్ యువర్ surface areas. These are nothing but differential surface areas. So just like a differential length element, I can give the applications of the surface areas also. What are the different surface areas? These surface areas are very much important whenever you are going to do the problems using the Gauss law. In Gauss law, what is the Gauss law? Closed surface integral d dot ds is equal to చార్జ్ ఎన్క్లోజ్డ్. ఇది వస్తుంది మీకు, నేను అప్లికేషన్స్ కూడా ఇక్కడే చెప్తున్నాను బికాస్ యూ ఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు గెట్ ఎన్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ వేర్ ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ యు ఆర్ యూజింగ్ అనేది మీకు తెలియాలి. సో దిస్ ds ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ ద సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియా. వాడు ఏ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియాలో అడిగితే ఆ సర్ఫేస్ ఏరియాలో యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూజ్ దిస్ ఫార్ములాస్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ అబౌట్ యువర్ differential surfaces. Happily you know differential length, you know differential surface, but finally the most important thing is you have to know about differential volume also. Volume means length into breadth into height. So if you want to say about this, what is this volume? This is length into breadth into height. What is height? dz. And this is dy. It is dx. dx into dy into dz. So that is the volume of the volume element. So you can say here differential volume is equal to differential volume is equal to differential volume is equal to, that means dv is equal to product of dx, dy and dz. So whenever you are doing the problems in Cartesian coordinate system, friends, and you have to use this formula dv is equal to dx into dy into dz. The most important formula for this is the most important formula in your this thing. So where you are using this, just I would like to end up this discussion with a simple application. So before going further, once again I can tell you, this is the box, volume of the box is, you can say this is dz, this is dy, this is dx. So dx into dz into dy. So మూడు coordinates ని కూడా multiply చేస్తే వచ్చేది nothing but value. So now where you are using this, very simple, I would like to tell the application of this. Where you are going to use this differential volume ante, you can say what is the charge enclosed, what is the charge enclosed q if rho v is equal to 4x square y coulomb per meter cube. Okay, this is the, for the region given here 0 to less than x less than 1, and y limits are between the 0 to 1 and z limits are between 0 to 1. So the charge enclosed is equal to, you can say charge enclosed is equal to triple integral rho v into dv. You know this is equal to rho v into dv. So if you are going to do this, what is the volume element? This problem is given in which coordinate system? Cartesian. Cartesian lo dv enta ayyali? Just now I told you the differential volume element is equal to dx into dy into dz. This is, now you can say this is a triple integral dx into rho v. What is rho v? Rho v is here, he has given 4x square y, 4x square y dx into dy into dz. What are the x limits here, friends? 0 to 1 and 0 to 1 and this is 0 to 1. Just to integrate it, you are going to get this 4 is constant, 4 into, okay. Next, x limits, x square means x cube by 3 between the limits 0 to 1, y square by 2 between the limits 0 to 1, and z limits, that is nothing but z means z between 0 to 1, like this. So it is 1 by 3 and it is 1, okay, it is 1. So you can say this is equal to 4 by 3 coulombs. So q is equal to 4 by 3 coulombs is the answer, like this. So that's why I would like to tell you, finally please remember from our Cartesian coordinate system these three formulas: differential length element and differential surfaces and differential volumes. Whenever you are going for the differential surfaces, you have to do the problems in the Gauss law. Wherever you require the surfaces, you have to use this. And whenever you require some length element, that means whenever you are moving from a point to another point using a path, then you have to use your differential length. So finally, friends, whatever that is highlighted here, these are the things very much important to understand the problems in Cartesian coordinate system. So differential length is equal to dx ax plus dy ay plus dz dz. Okay, there are three surface areas here, s is equal to dy dz and into ax. If I want in minus ax, it becomes, suppose for example this is equal to minus dy into dz into ax. In which direction? Other surface area. So there are three surfaces. Positive axis lo ax అవుతుంది, దానికి ఆపోజిట్ అయితే మైనస్ అవుతుంది. And finally the volume of the element is dx into dy into dz. I told you that is for potential, differential length, differential surfaces. You are going to use in your Gauss law, and here if you want to get the charge enclosed, then you have to do this. So this is the way of doing the problem. And remember friends, Cartesian coordinate system is the simplest coordinate system because you are always specifying the address of a point using distances. Those distances are nothing but x, y, z, and always these three coordinates are mutually perpendicular to each other. Where angles undav, always 90 degrees ఉంటుంది. That's why you should have the unit vector properties ax dot ay is equal to 0. Ax dot ax is equal to 1 because the theta is equal to first case 90 degrees and 0 degrees and the second case. So this is the way of understanding this Cartesian coordinate system. So once you know this Cartesian coordinate system, then definitely you can understand the other coordinate systems also very easily. For that also I would like to narrate all these coordinate systems, particularly cylindrical and spherical coordinate systems, which are difficult to understand. I would like to just using some physical examples. Okay? Thank you then. Thank you very much.